In this video, I'll demonstrate how to add and customize a multi-column section for your Shopify homepage. A multi-column section shows multiple columns of text that can be paired with images to share information about your online store. Each column can include custom text and an image or icon. If you like, you could also add a button to send customers to a selected URL or page. The multi-column section is great for sharing store information such as shipping and return conditions, upcoming sales, or special offers. So let's head over to Shopify and go over how to add a multi-column section to your homepage. If you haven't signed up to Shopify yet, make sure you head over to learnwithjason.com or simply click the link in the video description to unlock your free trial. If you're looking to build an online business, Shopify is definitely the most popular and the best platform that you could use to get started. So once you get to Shopify, go ahead and log in. This will open up the page where you can customize the various sections of your Shopify theme. So from the theme customization page, let's go to the template section on the left-hand side menu. Here's where you can browse and add various sections to your Shopify homepage. To add a multi-column section, let's go down to the bottom here and click the Add Section tab. This will open up a window where you can view all the various sections that you can add to your Shopify store. Go ahead and browse through the various sections and select the one that says multi-column. This should add the multi-column section to the menu on the left, and you should see a preview of the multi-column on the right. So first, let's customize our multi-column layout and format by clicking the multi-column main tab here. This will open up a menu where you can personalize the layout of your multi-column section. To select a color scheme for our multi-column section, let's use the drop-down menu up top here. Feel free to browse the various color schemes and select the one that you like best. Next, you can use the options here to adjust the width and the padding of your multi-column section. Feel free to customize this if you like, but I'm going to leave mine as is. So let's move down to select our desktop layout. We have the option to select between a grid layout, which you can see from the preview on the right here, or a carousel layout where shoppers can scroll between your columns. If you're creating a multi-column section with 4 or more columns, then a carousel may be more appropriate. But for my store, I'm just going to go with the grid. Next, we can select our mobile layout. Let's click the icon up top here to see the mobile view from our multi-column section. By default, it'll have a 1-column view as seen here. But if you want it to take up less space, you can select a slideshow layout. With the slideshow layout, shoppers can view each of your columns one at a time. Using the icons at the bottom here, shoppers can easily switch between your columns. And we also have the option to select a carousel layout as well. This will allow store visitors to scroll between your columns all in the same row. But for my online store's mobile view, I think I'm going to go with the slideshow. So now that I've customized the layout of my multi-column, let's move down to the content section. Here's where we can add the main heading and body text for our multi-column section. The heading and body text you use will depend on whatever it is you're highlighting in your multi-column. For this example, I'll just be highlighting the various product collections in my online store. Once you add your content, you can then use the drop-down menus here to select your heading size and your body text size. The size of your text will depend on your personal preference and the amount of text you have. I'm just going to make my heading and my body text a little bit bigger. Underneath this, we can adjust our content alignment. We can align our content to the left of the section, the center, or to the right. I'm just going to go with the center alignment. Next, we can also adjust the heading size, the body text size, and the content alignment for our columns. Go ahead and customize the style of these however you like, and we'll be adding the content later. And using the slider bars here, you can adjust the number of cards you show per row, and also your spacing. For my multi-column, I'm going to be showcasing 3 collections, so I'm just going to display 3 cards. Next, we can use the checkbox here to color our columns. This is a great way to separate your columns and make your text a bit easier to read. And if you continue scrolling down, you can use the section here to add a main button to your multi-column section. Feel free to add a button label and a link, and it'll appear at the bottom of your multi-column. To link to a page in your online store, simply click the button link field here, and you can select whatever page you want to send the customer to. For this example, I'm just going to send customers to view all my products. But since each of my columns will already include links, let's delete my button by removing the button label text here. There we go. And if we scroll all the way down to the bottom here, we can adjust our autoplay mode. If we were using a carousel or a slideshow, we can have each column autoplay one at a time or seamlessly. But since I'm just using a column display, my multi-column will be static. So now that we've customized the style of our multi-column section, let's click the back button and go over how to add the content for our columns. Underneath the multi-column drop-down menu, you should see various blocks representing each column. To add the content for our first column, let's click the first icon column tab here. Here's where we can add the icon and content for our first column. To select an icon to use for our column, let's click the drop-down menu up top here. This will open up a list of tons of different icons that you can select from. Since I'll be promoting my clothing and apparel collection in my first column, let's select the t-shirt icon. And the icon in my first column has been updated. If you like, you could also choose to upload a custom icon by clicking the select image button here. And if you need to adjust the size of your icon, simply use the icon size slider bar. So next, let's continue scrolling down and add our column content. Here's where we can add a heading and body text for our column. The text you use will depend on whatever it is you're promoting, but for my column, I'm going to promote my clothing and apparel collection. Underneath your text, you can also add a link to your column. In the first text field, go ahead and add a link label. And if you click the second text field here, it'll open up a menu where you can select a page where you want to send the customer to. For my link, I'm going to send the customer directly to my clothing and apparel collection. So I've finished adding the icon, my content, and my link to my first column. So let's click the back button to go back to the theme editor main menu. So now that you're finished with your first column, go ahead and follow the same process to add your content for your other columns. For my multi-column section, each column will highlight a different product collection. Feel free to use your multi-column section to promote whatever it is that you like, whether it's upcoming sales, new products, or even shipping information. Currently, my multi-column section features 3 columns, but if I wanted to add more, I could simply click the Add Block tab here. So I've finished customizing my multi-column section, but before we continue, let's use the icons up top here to see how it looks on a mobile view. Not bad. I have my heading and my text, and each of my columns are displayed as a slideshow. I think that'll work. So I've added a multi-column to my homepage, but currently it's located at the very bottom. So let's rearrange the section by clicking the dots icon on the left-hand side of the multi-column tab. I can then easily drag the section to a different location on my homepage. There we go. The multi-column section is now closer to the top of my online store. So before we continue, make sure you go up to the top right of the page and click the Save button. And your multi-column section has been saved to your online store.
If you enjoyed this video, then you'll definitely want to check out the full Shopify Aurora theme customization tutorial, which you can view by clicking the video on the screen here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.